In a world where distractions are constantly pulling our attention, staying creative has become harder than ever. Did you know the average person spends nearly 3 hours a day on their phone? That's over 40 days a year spent scrolling. Meanwhile, research shows that creativity is actually linked to how well we can focus. When we're distracted, our creative potential drops. But what if you could learn how to stay creative, even with all the noise around you? Imagine having the tools to push past the distractions, tap into your ideas, and stay inspired, no matter what. In this video, we'll explore some surprising facts about creativity and show you strategies that you can use to unlock your creative potential. Stay tuned, because we're diving into techniques that even the most successful creatives use, like mind mapping, embracing failure, and discovering the unexpected power of boredom. Ready to unlock your creativity? Let's get started. Chapter 1. The Distraction Dilemma. Unplug to unleash your genius. In today's fast-paced world, distractions are everywhere. Our phones buzz with notifications, social media constantly pulls us in, and it's hard to focus for more than a few minutes at a time. Research from Microsoft shows that the average attention span has dropped from 12 seconds in 2000 to just 8 seconds today, shorter than a goldfish. When we're constantly interrupted, our brains can't focus deeply enough to create something new. Creativity thrives in focus, and when we're distracted, our best ideas are buried. The first step to combating distractions is to unplug. Set aside designated time each day when you disconnect from your devices. Even a 30-minute break from technology can give your mind the space it needs to create. Apple CEO Tim Cook is a big believer in technology breaks. He's known to take phone-free walks every day to reset his mind. It's a simple way to clear out the clutter and tap into your inner genius. Another great strategy is to create a distraction-free zone in your workspace. This could be a room or just a desk where you keep your phone out of sight. A study from the University of California found that even the presence of your phone can decrease cognitive performance. You don't have to go offline completely, but reducing distractions, like keeping your phone on silent, can really boost your focus and creativity. But it's not just about turning off your phone. You need to set boundaries for other distractions, too. Do you check your emails every 5 minutes? Or perhaps you let your thoughts wander when someone interrupts you? These distractions chip away at your creativity. Try using apps like Freedom or Focus at Will, which block websites and apps that distract you for set periods. Giving yourself uninterrupted time is a game changer. Chapter 2. Mind Mapping Magic. The art of organizing your chaos. Creativity isn't always about having the perfect idea from the start. It's often about organizing the chaos in your mind. One of the best ways to do this is through mind mapping. Mind mapping is a technique that involves drawing out your ideas and connecting them in a visual way. It helps you see relationships between thoughts that you might not notice when they're just in your head. Albert Einstein once said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge." This quote reflects the idea that creativity comes from connecting ideas in new and unique ways. Mind mapping allows you to do just that. By laying out your ideas visually, you can spot patterns, make connections, and discover new possibilities. You may find that a random idea actually fits perfectly with a project you've been struggling with. The great thing about mind mapping is that it doesn't require fancy tools. You can do it on paper with just a pen, or you can use online tools like MindMeister or XMind. Start with one central idea in the middle and then branch out with related thoughts. It's a simple process that can uncover new perspectives you wouldn't have otherwise thought of. In fact, studies show that mind mapping enhances both creativity and memory retention. According to a study by Tony Buzan, the inventor of mind mapping, people who use the technique can remember up to 30% more information than those who don't. It's not just about organizing thoughts, it's about unlocking new levels of creativity. If you feel stuck in your creative process, a mind map can be your lifeline. Whether you're brainstorming for a new project, coming up with business ideas, or even just trying to organize your day, this simple technique can help clear the clutter and ignite your creativity. Chapter 3. Boredom. The unexpected spark of innovation. You might think that boredom is the enemy of creativity, but it's actually the secret ingredient to innovative thinking. In a world filled with constant distractions, we rarely allow ourselves to be bored. However, boredom is when our brains start to wander and make new connections. It's in these moments of stillness that creativity often sparks. Consider this. Steve Jobs, known for his creativity, once said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." But what's often left out is that Jobs spent time in seclusion and quiet reflection, embracing boredom as a means to ignite big ideas. In fact, a study from the University of California found that letting your mind wander can lead to better problem-solving and creative insights. Boredom is actually a signal from your brain that it's time to step back and recharge. A 2014 study from the University of Central Lancashire found that people who were bored during mundane tasks performed better on creative tasks afterward. This happens because boredom forces your brain to tap into deeper areas of creativity. It encourages the mind to look for something interesting, leading to new, inventive ideas. So how can you embrace boredom in a productive way? Try scheduling boredom breaks. These are moments in your day when you intentionally do nothing. No phone, no TV, no multitasking. Just sit and let your mind wander. You'd be surprised at how many creative ideas emerge when you give your brain the freedom to relax. Even taking short, mindful breaks during a busy day can help reset your mind and boost creativity. You don't have to aim for hours of boredom. Just 5 minutes of silence can give your brain the rest it needs. This technique has worked wonders for many creators, from writers to tech innovators, who know that stepping away from the hustle and bustle often leads to their best breakthroughs. Before we continue, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more creative tips like these. Chapter 4. The Power of Play. How to tap into your inner child. As adults, we often forget the power of play. But play is not just for kids, it's an essential tool for boosting creativity. When we allow ourselves to play, we open up to new possibilities and let go of the pressures of perfection. Renowned psychologist Dr. Stuart Brown, who founded the National Institute for Play, believes that play is the key to creativity and problem-solving. In fact, he argues that play is the highest form of research. Think about some of the greatest inventors and creators. They often approached their work with a sense of play. Leonardo da Vinci, for example, loved to sketch whimsical inventions and explore ideas that weren't strictly practical. This playful curiosity helped him make groundbreaking discoveries. His famous notebooks are filled with drawings that were as much about play as they were about serious scientific observation. So how can we bring more play into our creative routines? One simple technique is to try playful experiments. This means doing something creative just for fun, without worrying about the outcome. Whether it's painting, writing a silly poem, or trying out a new hobby, the goal is to tap into your creativity without any pressure. This playful mindset often leads to unexpected breakthroughs. Research backs this up. A 2015 study by the University of Groningen found that people who engage in playful activities are more likely to generate creative ideas. Play, it turns out, helps us think outside the box by taking away the fear of failure and allowing us to experiment freely. The next time you feel blocked creatively, take a step back and engage in something playful. Playfulness opens the door to fresh ideas and solutions you might never have discovered otherwise. Even taking a short break to do something fun, like playing a game or doodling, can help shift your mindset and get those creative juices flowing. Chapter 5. Failure is Fuel. Transform setbacks into creative fuel. In a world that celebrates success, it's easy to forget that failure is an important part of the creative process. In fact, failure is often the key to innovation. Many successful creators faced significant setbacks before achieving greatness. For example, Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His failures were essential to his creative process. Without them, we wouldn't have the light bulb. Failing doesn't mean you're not creative, it means you're pushing boundaries and trying new things. When you fail, you learn. You gather data, you adapt, and you improve. The fear of failure can be paralyzing, but embracing failure as part of the journey can lead to greater creative freedom. It's important to remind yourself that each setback is an opportunity for growth. Research supports this idea. A study by the Harvard Business Review found that people who view failure as a learning experience are more likely to be successful in the long run. In contrast, those who fear failure tend to avoid risk and, as a result, limit their creativity. One strategy for turning failure into creative fuel is to keep a failure journal. Write down your setbacks and then reflect on what you learned from them. What could you do differently next time? What did you discover in the process? By reframing failure as an opportunity for growth, you shift your mindset from fear to exploration. Creativity thrives when we're willing to take risks, even if that means failing along the way. Embrace setbacks as a natural part of your creative journey. The more you fail, the more you learn, and the closer you get to your next big idea. Chapter 6. Routine or revolution? Find the balance that works for you. Creativity is often seen as something spontaneous and unpredictable, but even the most creative people rely on routine to stay productive. The trick is finding the right balance between structure and flexibility. The best routines are the ones that give you room to be creative without feeling boxed in. Consider the daily rituals of famous creators. Writer Haruki Murakami, for example, has a strict routine that includes waking up at 4 a.m. every day, writing for hours, and then exercising. This routine gives him the space to be creative, but it also ensures that he stays disciplined. Similarly, Maya Angelou, the legendary poet, had a strict routine of writing in hotel rooms, often starting her day at 6 a.m. She believed that routines freed her from the struggle of motivation and helped her focus on the writing itself. But while routine can help, creativity also requires flexibility. There's no one-size-fits-all approach. Research shows that highly creative people often have irregular patterns of work. A study by the University of California, Berkeley, found that people who allowed themselves to break from their routine were more likely to come up with innovative ideas. The key is knowing when to stick to your routine and when to break free. So, how do you find the balance? Start by creating a flexible daily schedule that allows for both work and play. Set aside time for focused work, but also make room for spontaneous creative activities. You might set aside the first hour of your day for deep work, but then leave the rest of the day open for inspiration to strike. It's also helpful to periodically change up your environment. Studies show that working in different settings can boost creativity. Try working in a coffee shop, a park, or even a different room in your house. Changing your surroundings can help break free from routine and spark new ideas. Finding your ideal balance between routine and revolution is about experimenting with your creative process. Test different routines and see how they affect your creativity. And don't be afraid to adjust as you go. Creativity is personal, and the right balance is unique to you. If you found these strategies helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more creative tips and insights. Keep growing and stay inspired.